Hey, Austin, your
Hello.
man, your
Hey,
legend.
great to see you, Austin.
How are you feeling tonight?
Likewise, sir. I'm doing very well. I had zero expectations for my prospects
That's
this
the key
evening.
to happiness, by the way. Yeah.
Well, that's true. How Buddhist of you. Yeah. No, I'm great. Honestly, I love this community. I loved seeing how many of us were in the chat that would have been there in person. I wasn't sure if it was going to be, because I signed on. I thought, oh, it's probably just me here. And then I realized it's like, oh, there's like 300 of us, and it's literally seemingly everybody,
Yeah,
which
Yeah.
was amazing. So
It's
yeah,
incredible.
that's fantastic. Well, first off, congratulations on Erica. Beautiful score. Absolutely
thank you.
gorgeous. And I think the first question that we all have is, the most striking thing about the game is that, of course, it's that sort of FMV style where it's seamlessly blending live action acting and photorealistic interactive visuals.
Hmm.
So I was wondering, did working with these real actors that are captured on film and everything change your approach to the musical scoring, as opposed to if it were a full-on CG experience?
I think yes. Um, in a way, it shouldn't because
Mhm.
we should give a an animated character, a CG performer, um, all the same scrutiny and detail with our music than we would a live action one, right? Like, I don't think we
Absolutely,
should
yeah.
talk down or like write down to something that's not realistic. But at the same time, you just can't help but react to the insane volume of nuance that we just haven't got to yet in CG. I'm sure it's only a matter of months by the looks of like Last of Us 2. Uh,
Yeah. Right.
but um, but yeah, so in a way, yeah, I think also just the interactivity, like because it was never like 3 minutes of a dialogue scene. It was every single thing had dramatic implications. So we never went more than maybe 10 or 15 seconds without the score having to do something.
Mm.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that part, it was vastly more demanding than I expected. In a way, I loved that because I'm always trying to make games more interactive. But this one actually pulled me farther and faster than I was ready for.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching some of your YouTube, your as noted, as scored things, and those are
Oh,
brilliant.
thanks,
Those
man.
are great education and learning opportunities, but also a look inside of your process. And the way you described it is great. How you're not playing out a piece of music, but it's every 10, 15 seconds that kind of slowly gives pulse and cadence to this gameplay. I don't know if you can, with a short number of words, explain in more detail, maybe for some younger or people who haven't played the game yet, how that kind of that score music system worked in the game.
Um, it's Well, I mean, I can kind of just use, you referenced my YouTube video. I spent weeks making this video that's called Anatomy of a Scene. If they just go watch that, it's a better summary than I can give because it shows that every few seconds the score had to do something. And I mean, I loved it, but the challenge was that everything was bespoke. There were no systems. There wasn't like
Mm.
combat music where you figured out how to do it and then had to then plug in an hour's worth to just to cover all the combat instances or whatever. It was like every single moment was okay. She can pick up this phone or she can rifle through these cards, and you look at it and you go, okay, well, that's different than I have to go to that door versus stand here and do nothing. Like they mean different things, and the music reacts to them differently. So it was just a thousand one-offs basically. I mean, literally, the score
Mm.
is 300 plus cues for 80 minutes of music or something like that because it's just
Wow,
broken into a billion little bits. So
wow,
yeah,
what's the math
I,
on
I, that
that?
was that
That's
was a
crazy.
medium number of
Yeah.
words. Sorry.
That's awesome, and it is beautiful. It's really great, and I love kind of taking a diver deep into your process and hearing you speak about it, and making it a little less
Very kind.
complicated in my own mind. Being able to just it is a narrative. So what you're describing is it's narrative, but it's still very like tree and breaks off. So less interactive, but it's more based on your decisions going through the game.
Yeah, I mean, the whole game is one big lesson in branching narrative because that's
Mhm.
all that the game is. There is no like score, there's no death or winning or losing. It's
Right.
making your way. You could think of it as you're watching a movie that has like 10 million variations of that movie within the movie, because there's like, it's a, you know, about a 2-hour game, like a feature film, but there's something like 5 hours worth of content, and there's a million variables where, you know, you might do something at the beginning and that variable pays off somehow at the end, and you wouldn't even know how huge of a decision you were making at the time, because at the time the character was being presented with, oh, you know, do you want to go have lunch with that person or go talk to that person? And it turns out that forks the game massively at that moment. Or actually the one I'm just talking about is a 3-way split for the narrative. And so, yeah, there are no, like I said, there's no systems. I'm not scoring gameplay mechanics. It's scoring the moments like a film, but knowing that the player is in total control of that film.
Amazing. Well, thanks, Austin. Thanks for coming out. Congratulations on both of your wins. Well deserved.
No, and congrats to you guys. This was quite an achievement. I was just saying to Brian, but it should be said publicly again. It would have been so easy to just cancel this whole thing, or to just post a press release like, here are the winners, because this was a shit situation we found ourselves in. And you guys have made the most of it in a way far beyond what I think anyone would have expected, and it made it feel as close as possible to, for me, what is always the highlight of GDCs, like hanging with the extended family of you all. And so, for real, I was very impressed and grateful. It was like the sanity dose that I needed. So, and great job hosting, specifically to the two of you.
Thank you, Austin. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care, man. Be safe.
Likewise, back at you.